standing up. I was standing up and I fell, and I stood up and I was like, no more. No more being taken advantage. No more lying to yourself. No more not standing on boundaries anymore. No more. All praises to the Almighty. So I'm coming up here, as you can see by the title. Um, who was I before I started my healing journey? What was I about before I started my healing journey? What pushed me to start my healing journey? Like, I've been sitting here for the past 20 minutes, and that sound nowhere to be found. As soon as I start the video, it's time to rumble. And I've noticed that a lot. Every time I try to start a video, there's nothing but noise. The birds is chirping, the dogs is barking, horns is honking, mad noise just be happening as soon as I'm ready to start recording. But needless to say, I'm gonna keep going. So like I said, who was I before I started my healing journey? I started an intentional healing journey about 4 years ago because I stopped eating meat. And before that, I was battling a whole bunch of promiscuous activities, multiple men, just very confused, feeling a lot of anger inside my spirit, battling PCOS, like hardcore PCOS, like this darkness that you see on my face is from hirsutism with PCOS. What else? Very, like I said, like, dealing with trauma, really in survival mode. Basically had a lot of anger inside of me, not knowing that I had a lot of anger inside of me, but I had a lot of anger inside of me. And resting bitch face galore. Galore, okay. Barely this giggly, laughy type of personality was there, but it just wasn't coming out of me at all. So being on this spiritual healing journey, I cut down on the promiscuous activities. I cut down on the resting bitch face. I could walk down the street smiling. I'm realizing what's for me, what's not for me, letting go whatever needs to be let go. Family wise, I let go of all of that because, if you know, go no contact and just let things be. You create space in your life for what is to come and what is supposed to be in your life, and you move along with it. Change is very, very difficult for a lot of us, but for me, who was yearning a change, who was yearning to do some soul searching, it just had to be done. You feel me? So I'm from New York City. I'm 38 years old. Like I said, about 4 years ago, I started my healing journey. 4 years ago, I started my nursing journey as well. And I started dealing with a whole bunch of narcissistic men, and I was like a puppet. I was like, okay, because I wanted to be liked, I wanted to people please, I wanted to do all these things that didn't resonate with my soul because I wanted to be validated, I wanted to be loved, I wanted to be adorned in some sort of way, because growing up with a mother wound, that's where my trauma stems from. Growing up with a mother wound, it was hard to feel connected to people because, like I say, the one person that was supposed to love me did not love me. And that was something that I was battling for a little while as I started my healing journey. That idea didn't come to me until I started actually healing, because before my healing journey, I cared, but I didn't it didn't really bother me because me and my mother was talking and we was, vibing on a certain level. But it wasn't really connected the way it should have been connected. So therefore, I finally decided to let that go and just, live my life wholesomely the way my life should be living or feel, or should be feeling it, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. But I started to do some soul searching right after the last time I seen my mother. And what happened was, I went to go see her. I had got evicted. I went to go see her because, one, I could live there, and two, um, I was told she was sick. So I went to go see her, and she was suffering from tardive dyskinesia. I'm going to put the definition here. And she was suffering from that. So I just wanted to be around her because my sister didn't give two flying rats asses about her. My sister did not give two rats ass about her. So me being the type of, if you're a firstborn daughter with a mother wound, you are like, mommy, how can I help this, then third? And I was willing to do that. And just start a whole new chapter, especially with her. I wanted us to bond, and I wanted us to get closer and stuff like that. So she says to me one day, I had just purchased a ticket. I didn't know if I wanted to leave or not. I purchased a ticket. I let the ticket, go with no hesitation, no fight or anything like that. And then as soon as I let that ticket go, she was like, I release you. I let you go. She texted me some text message of that sort, like, I release you, I let you go. In other words, she was just telling me, like, you can go. You can go about your business, or whatever the case may be. I don't need you here, or whatever the case. So I was like, why did you text that to me? Why didn't you just come and talk to me? And that right there made me feel funny, and saying, like, you know what, I don't even want to be around you no more, because you can't even communicate with me personally. Like, you can't even have a conversation with me. I don't know what I did to you, but that right there in my book is a no. So she she sent that text message. So I called my sister, and I was like, come and get me. So I spent like a week with my sister before I went back home. And even with my sister, like, my sister was so full of like hostile energy that made me uncomfortable. So I just fell back, and I was like, I'm going back to New York City. If I didn't say that, I'm originally from New York City, born and raised in Brooklyn, and you only see me switching up from time to time, my gang signs and stuff like that. But you're going to see me switching up from time to time. I don't know, I feel more comfortable just talking regular, you know what I'm saying? Like, regular degular, this is just who I am, right? So I went back to New York City. I was dealing with a narcissist at that time, and I went to go live with him, and I think I could only do about a month with him before I was like, I gotta go. I booked it. I left him, went to another friend's house, left that friend, went back to the main. It was so much indecisive going on. I was just so uncomfortable that I finally said to myself, let me save up and get an apartment. Got an apartment. As soon as I got to the apartment, I met another man. He was a narcissistic, crazy man and stuff like that. But I was dealing with him. We were smoking. We were having sex. We was doing shit that grown people do and stuff like that. But deep down inside, it was like, girl, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Like, I really had to like check myself, because growing up, I didn't have nobody tighten me up or anything like that. I didn't have no guidance. I was a free, frivolous teenager, young adult into my 30s, you know what I mean? But I always knew I wanted to become a nurse. That was concrete, you feel me? So I continued dealing with him for maybe about 5 months, and I started to decline. When I say decline, I started to decline, and I don't even want to like blame it on him. I think I want to blame it on myself. Like, this is how I feel about it, because he wasn't really doing nothing. It was just me, my mentality, my people pleasing, my lack of confidence, my self-esteem issues and stuff like that. It was just me. It was not like when you're going through something like that, you want somebody to like you, but deep down inside, you feel like this person can't like you, because you don't have that confidence. You don't even like yourself. You feel me? So it's like, I had to get away from that, and I'm blaming it on him. But he did like to play a little bit of mind games and stuff like that, and I was just like, you know what? Let me leave this character alone, you know. So I eventually started to come to myself again, and not fully, but just a little bit, just to crawl out of his grasp. That he would call me and we would talk. He'd be like, "I want to see you," and I'd be like, "No," and just keep pushing and stuff like that. Met another fella, right? And I knew we weren't going anywhere. He was older than me. He had a wife, and he lied about it. I don't eat meat, so therefore, that's going to cause a lot of conflict for any man that I deal with, because meat is meat. That's how people just feel happy over meat. But I stopped eating meat for my PCOS reasons, and I was just like, I'm not breaking that for anybody, standing on business, right? So he would play mind games with me, and because the confidence wasn't right, like my whole trauma is based on like confidence, because my mother used to project her pain on me, project her what's the word I'm looking for, project her fears on me and stuff like that, and it embedded it in me, and it was something that had to come out of me, right? So I'm still dealing with this character, and I noticed the way he would look at me, because I'm not everybody's pick, you feel me? Like, I'm not everybody's top choice, any man's top choice pick, you know what I mean? If you like me, you like me, but in a group of men, I probably wouldn't be the top pick, you understand what I'm saying? So he would look at me funny and stuff like that, and plus my hirsutism was blazing. You hear me? It was blazing, like full beard growing and stuff like that before I learned what I learned and stuff like that. The beard was growing still at that point. I think I was probably like 2 years into not eating meat. And I'll get back to the meat subject. But yeah, the hirsutism was blazing. I remember one time his friend was looking at me like, what is that? Like, you know what I mean? And I personally walked around with my head high, because hirsutism is a part of me. Hirsutism is a part of me that I don't care. You feel me? So one day I asked him, I said, "Are you married?" No, not one day. It was my birthday, actually, which is next month. And he got me some edible arrangements, and he got me a flower, not a flower, I think he got me a flower, he got me flowers, he got me blue roses, and he got me a teddy bear for my birthday. But I noticed his attitude was a little bit different. He had like a whole different attitude about him, because obviously the mask was dropping and stuff like that. So I was like, "What's up? Who pregnant? Who married? What's good with you?" and stuff like that. I already knew what I was feeling and stuff like that. That's one thing about this healing journey, that your intuition sharpens. Before, when you were clouded with a whole bunch of feelings and emotions and stuff like that, you were clouded and crowded by that type of stuff. Your intuition would talk and you would ignore it. But as you go through your healing journey, you're more likely to start choosing you, right? So he would just look at me at that moment and be like, you know how people are, like, nothing, enjoy what I got you. Do you like your gift and stuff like that? So I was like, everything cool. He disappears. He disappears, right? So I was just like, okay, no problem. So I had the key to his apartment, and I took the teddy bear and the gift that he gave me, and I threw it in his apartment. So I was like, you could have just said something. Like, I understand, people are intertwined in certain things, and you get on the scene, they're not going to let go of it for you, you know what I'm saying? So you just have to deal with it. That's why I asked him, if he was dealing with anybody, and he lied, right? So probably like 2 days later, he comes back, and he comes in. I'm not really upset with him, because I already know what the vibes are and stuff like that. He comes back, he walks around the apartment, and we talking and la 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 la, this and the third, and blah blah blah. He looking at my vision board and all this type of stuff, and I'm just like, I already know, what the vibes is and stuff like that. You just need to be honest. So he was like, yes, I am married. I didn't want to lose you and this, that, and that. So I was like, that's not fair. You could just keep it a buck with me. Like, for some reason, like, as I'm going through these processes and I'm learning and I'm growing and stuff like that, I'm not getting upset with nobody. Right? Because there's no point in me getting upset because I don't want you or anything like that. So therefore, there's no point in getting upset. So we had a discussion, and he said something to me, and I don't remember what he said to me, but I think him just confessing after he left, I think just after him confessing, my spirit just got tired of holding me up anymore, and I just hunched over, put my hands on my knees, and I just started bawling, crying, tears flowing down my face, because I guess my spirit was like, I'm tired of you ignoring me. I'm tired of you taking advantage of me. I'm tired of you allowing people to take advantage of me. I'm tired now. I'm tired. I'm tired. You feel me? And then I kind of I fell back, like I was standing up and I fell, and I stood up and I was like, no more being taken advantage, no more lying to yourself, no more not standing on boundaries anymore, no more doing that to yourself. And don't do that to yourself anymore. Be honest with yourself. If you don't want to deal with somebody, don't deal with somebody. If you don't want this, don't do it. If you don't, you know what I mean? Just be honest with yourself. Love yourself first, right? And that was something that I eventually had to be slapped with, because I probably still would be people pleasing. I probably still would be out here having sex. I probably still will be, doing a job that I don't really care about too much. You know what I mean? I probably still would be not doing this, because now I'm comfortable doing this, talking on the camera and stuff like that. Before I started doing this, I didn't know which way to look. I didn't know what to say. I didn't have my thoughts wasn't formulated or anything like that. I'm at this point now where I'm here with y'all. You know what I mean? I'm here because now, as I've gone through this spiritual awakening, this healing journey and stuff like that, I realize I create any situation that's going on in my life. You know what I mean? Because it takes you to be honest with yourself. You need to be honest with yourself in this spiritual healing journey. Before, I was lying to myself. I was dealing with things I didn't want to deal with, all because I just wanted to be accepted. That's it. I just wanted to be accepted. Growing up my whole life not being accepted, not having no friends, not having no people to talk to or anything like that. Just wanted to have somebody. But then I realized, yo, you alright. You don't need anybody coming into your circle, crowding your space or anything like that. You don't need that. All you need is to just love yourself. Be wholesome with yourself. So these past 3 months was the beginning of me really acting on my emotions. If I feel something, I'm going with it. If I don't want something, I'm going with it. I'm just choosing myself first.